The rain fell like endless needles, sharp and cold against Clara's skin. Her car had died nearly an hour ago, leaving her stranded on a forgotten road in the middle of nowhere. She had tried her phone, but of course there was no signal. The forest around her was black and alive with the sounds of the storm. Branches creaking, thunder rolling, water rushing in dirty streams along the broken road. Her shoes were soaked, every step squished. Her coat clung heavy against her body. She was trembling now, not only from the cold, but from the strange silence between the storms. When thunder paused, the world went completely dead. No crickets, no birds, no sound of wind, only her own breath. That was when she saw it. Through the trees, a massive shape rose out of the darkness. For a second, she thought it was just more forest, but lightning split the sky and the shape revealed itself. A building. Huge, blocky, gray. Windows like blind eyes stared out at her. Above the broken gate, she could just barely read the word, faded and cracked. St. Mary's Hospital. Clara stopped. Every instinct told her to turn around, to keep walking in the rain no matter how long it took. But she was cold, lost, and afraid of collapsing in the forest. Her heart was already beating too fast. It's shelter, she told herself. Just shelter until morning, nothing more. She pushed the heavy gate. It screamed with rust, the sound carrying far into the storm. The hospital yard was wild, overgrown with weeds and trees that looked like they were choking the building. Broken glass crunched under her feet. She reached the front doors. One was missing. The other hung crooked, swinging slowly as if someone had just walked in. Her light beam trembled in her hand as she raised her phone to shine into the entrance. The beam caught long hallways disappearing into shadow. Papers, chairs, and broken furniture were scattered everywhere. A smell of mold and iron drifted out. She hesitated. The storm roared again behind her, and water splashed against her back. Clara clenched her jaw, took a deep breath, and stepped inside. The silence was heavier inside than outside. Every sound she made, the squeak of her shoes, the drip of water from her coat, echoed too loud. The air was heavy, thick with rot and dust. She aimed her flashlight down the main corridor. The walls were cracked, paint peeling off in long strips. On one wall, faded words still clung to the surface. Emergency. Her steps were slow, careful. She told herself she would only look for a room to wait in until morning. Nothing more. She would not explore. She would not play hero. But the hospital seemed to pull her deeper. At the end of the hallway, she found a reception desk. The glass around it was shattered, the drawers open and empty. Lightning flashed through the broken windows, and for a moment she thought she saw a shadow move behind the desk. Her heart jumped. She turned the light quickly, but nothing was there. Only a chair, slowly spinning as if someone had just stood up from it. Clara swallowed hard. You're tired. You're scared. It's just your mind. She forced herself to keep moving. She passed door after door. Some were locked, others open but filled with rubble and broken beds. One room still had a sign on the door, Children's Ward. She shone her light inside. The walls were painted with faded colors, drawings of balloons and smiling animals. Tiny beds lined the room, most rusted and broken. On one bed, sat a doll. Its glass eyes stared back at her, one cracked, the mouth split wide. For some reason, Clara felt frozen. She couldn't move. The doll's head was tilted slightly, but wasn't it facing a different way a second ago? Her phone buzzed suddenly, vibrating in her hand. She gasped and nearly dropped it. The screen flickered. Signal bars appeared for just 1 second. Then a notification flashed. One new voicemail. Her heart stopped. She hadn't had service all night. Hands shaking, she opened it. The message was only 3 seconds long. A whisper, her own voice, saying, "Don't go down." The phone went black. Clara's breath came fast now. She backed away from the children's ward and almost ran into the hall again. Her legs felt weak, her chest tight. She wanted to leave, but when she turned to look for the front entrance, she couldn't see it anymore. The corridor behind her stretched long, too long, with no end. The doors she had passed were gone, as if the building had shifted. "No," she whispered. Her voice echoed down the hallway. She forced herself forward, deeper, searching for any sign of an exit. Her light trembled across the walls. That was when she noticed it. A trail of wet footprints. Not hers. They were barefoot, small, like a child's. They glistened fresh in the beam of her light, leading down the hall into the darkness. And then, tap, tap, tap. Footsteps. Small, light, running, but not away from her, toward her. Clara froze. Her light shook violently. The sound grew louder, closer, until it was right in front of her. But there was nothing there. Nothing. And yet, she felt it. Cold air brushed her arm. Something unseen stood inches away. She didn't breathe. Then, in the silence, a child's voice whispered right next to her ear, "You shouldn't be here."